The maturity number 7. Now it's the life path, expression, birthday number and soul urge number that are your core numbers and have the most influence on you. And it's your expression number that is the most influential talent, but also influential, not quite as the expression number, but as you reach 35 to 40 years old, your maturity number comes into play and you start expressing more and more of the talents of your maturity number, which goes alongside and complements your expression number. Now you can calculate your maturity number by adding your main life path number, so that's 1 to 9, 11, 22 or 33, with your main expression number 1 to 9, 11, 22 or 33. So add those two main numbers together, and if it comes to a double digit, reduce them, and that's your maturity number. That's your developing talent that comes into play round about the age of 35 and 40 years old. As you develop your maturity number 7, you're much more of a truth seeker, much more of a free thinker, focusing on learning, spiritual truths, and very much less on worldly popular culture and information. You might decide as you come to your maturity number 7 that you realise that the news and the newspapers aren't always overly honest, and you might get slightly fed up and really notice the lies and the agenda that you hear in the world. So you're much more about researching and looking at the hidden truths in this world, researching the big questions, focusing more on your own inner development. You might really get into working with self-discovery more, personal development, and you'll focus on a self-discovery or a spiritual development subject a lot more so that you can develop it into something that really develops you internally. You now walk a more spiritual path. You realise now as a maturity 7 that you're an immortal soul who has lived many lifetimes before, and you realise that the body that you're in now is temporary, just a vehicle for your experience in this lifetime. Your spiritual path includes spiritual practice, and it's going to be the study of truths. It's going to be meditation. It's going to be walking in nature. It's going to be doing things that bring out your spiritual side. And you'll find yourself researching and reading things that are more facts that are hidden away from you, facts that you feel that are more truthful, and it will be less about the mainstream. You'll trust your intuitive wisdom much more. Your inner wisdom becomes much more a thing for you, and you start to overthink less, and you start to trust in your intuitive voice within. Much less overthinking, and certainly much less trust in what the world says to you and what the world says is true. You will be better at reconciling your emotions as well. You know, the 7 has sensitive emotions, and sometimes they can come across as aloof because they're looking at people to decide whether they intuitively trust them. But as you get towards the maturity number 7, you start to be able to read people on a very mature level, which means that you can really understand intuitively whether they're to be trusted and whether there's someone that you can emotionally connect with. So when you're a 7 maturity number, you're more of a truth seeker, you're a free thinker, you focus on learning spiritual truths, less on worldly popular culture, you're better at working on your own and on your own inner development. Self-discovery becomes more of a thing, personal development, spiritual development. You'll learn more spiritual truths. You'll now walk more of a spiritual path, realizing through your research and through your intuitive wisdom that you're just an immortal soul that has many lives before and has many to come, depending on the age of your soul. You've lived before and you will live again. You realize this body is just a temporary vehicle for your experience right now. Your spiritual path might include meditation, spiritual walking, even sitting under under a tree and relaxing, or hugging trees, which is what a lot of spiritual people do. Nothing wrong with that. You trust your intuitive inner wisdom. You're much more about trusting the voice within that says, oh, don't do that, or do that. And you're less likely to overthink. You've reconciled your sensitive emotions because you understand now that you can trust people intuitively, and you know when to not trust someone. You can just feel it in your bones when you don't, when it's wrong, when you feel that you shouldn't trust them. And that will make you more social. It will make you connect with people more, and it will make you isolate yourself less. So as a maturity number 7, you're going to be much more spiritual, much more of a truth seeker, and you'll see the truth straight away. You'll feel it through your intuitive voice within. If you're maturity number 8, you've developed towards being much better able to achieve your goals. You really make things happen when you've developed your maturity number 8. You've developed world-class leadership skills, and you've learned to be more successful in the world. You're much more of a positive manifester. You make things happen now more than you used to, and your thoughts, both positive and unfortunately your negative thoughts too, they manifest. So it's important for you more than ever now that you've developed your maturity 8, that your thoughts are positive, because whatever you think about, you manifest as a maturity number 8. And your maturity number 8 means that you're better able to understand how to make money. You better understand the secrets of worldly financial abundance, and you're better able to use that abundance as a tool for your personal freedom. You like to use whatever money you make, whatever abundance you have in your bank account or in your heart, as a tool to help others. So you're much more of a philanthropist than you may have been before, depending on the other numbers in your chart. You have a healthy attitude towards money now. You may not have had a healthy attitude before, but you certainly do from 35 to 40 years onwards if you're a maturity number 8. And you realise that money, it's just energy, like everything else in this world. You're able to work consistently in your career and your business, and you have work-life balance. So you've learned to be quite successful. You're good at making money, and you're much more successful in the world of work. And you might even now run your own business when you're a maturity number 8. But you don't work too hard. You know when to stop. You've got a good work-life balance. You have a balanced determination to achieve. And you're always taking yourself, your needs, and other people's needs into account when you make decisions. And like I said, you've developed world-class leadership skills. And as a maturity 8, you're much more charismatic, and your personal power is much more balanced now. You're stronger, you're more resilient, you're more disciplined, you're braver, you're more courageous and willing to take those intuitive risks to progress. But when you do take those risks, when you do make things happen in the world, you're ethical and you're responsible in all your thoughts and actions. That's the maturity number 8, a very successful, well-rounded career and business person that knows how to make things happen in this world. You're an expression number 9. That's a really powerful talent to develop, because the 9, it's really powerful and strong. It's multifaceted. It means that over time you've learned to be able to turn your hand to anything. You're better able to follow your intuitive wisdom over worldly logic. You study and follow spiritual law and influence with your spiritual wisdom and your spiritual law. So it means you've become more and more spiritual as you've matured into the 9, and you realise more and more that it's spiritual wisdom and truth that is more truthful than what you hear in the world. And it's certainly better able to help your life than what you hear in the world. You're a better speaker, you're a better communicator, your social charisma has improved since you hit 35 to 40, and you're a really good teacher, and you're good at influencing people to well-being. You're very balanced in your interdependence. You can give and receive in equal measure. You're also very broad-minded, and you've developed this from childhood onwards. And it means that you're not happy with like racism and discrimination and anything that separates us. Because when you are a 9, you realise that we're all one. You realise that we're all dots of soul energy, and that race and religion and gender, all of these, everything that is here to divide us is not real. It's just an experience that we're all going through to learn from. And it means that you see everyone as just a soul. You don't see the colour of their skin. You don't see their religion. You don't see whether they're man and woman. They're just a soul. And you accept them for who you are, making you extremely broad-minded, you don't judge people. You know that they're just souls inside a human shell. You accept diverse people, and you're very humanitarian. You want to help as many people as possible. You're good at learning from experience. You can wrap things up and let go, so you're not prone to victimhood, even if you were when you were younger. You've learned how to think, okay, what I went through there was an experience that I'm going to learn from, and I'm certainly not going to hold on to it and let it ruin my life in any way. I'm going to see it as the lesson that it was in my experience of life. You're powerful, you're very ethical. Everything you do nowadays is very responsible. You're full of integrity, and you've improved that over time, from childhood all the way up to 35 to 40 years. And from that time onwards, you're very ethical and responsible with everything you do. You lead by your positive example, you practice what you preach, and you influence people in a very ethical way. But you're also extremely creative, and you've developed that more and more over time. Whether you use your creativity in words by writing or speaking, or whether you use it with music or art or sculpture or aesthetics. The creative numbers are 3, 6, and 9, and the 9 is the most creative of all. So you are multifaceted now. You are able to follow your intuitive wisdom over worldly law. You're a speaker, you're a communicator, you have lots of social charisma, you're interdependent, you're very broad-minded and see everyone for the souls that they are, which means you're race blind, religion blind, and you realise that all these labels are just here to separate us and tear us apart so that we're not powerful. Because you know what? We need to come together as a people for many, many different things. You're very powerful. You're a leader, a very parental, very influential leader, and people will follow you the more you express this 9 energy. You're a creative entrepreneur. You could run your own business, and you could make money via your passions. So you're a creative artist. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, use your creative artistry to help develop that, or make creative artistry your product, and speak to people, influence people, because it's a talent that you have that you can use to help you to help other people. Because as a 9, you're very good at influencing people to well-being. Maturity number, Master 11. You're a much better healer than you used to be. You may have developed your spiritual talents. You're a better channeler. You're good at learning wisdom. And it's all for you to help and heal others. And you've got better and better at that over time. You're better at expressing your uniqueness. You're not so worried about what people think of you. And you're quite happy to be different from others. In fact, you see your uniqueness this is a gift when you develop in the 11. You trust your channeled wisdom. You're very intuitive, and you've developed that intuition more and more over time. And you use that intuition to support your inner compass and assess the needs of others. So you're very good at knowing what other people need, whether they need healing or if they've got situations in their lives. You're good at knowing that intuitively because you're very much a developed healer now. And you've done that all your life until you reach the age of 35 to 40 years. You've got better at doing spiritual practice every day, visualization, learning wisdom in order to help others. And you're very, very good now at developing any master energy that you might have in your chart. You focus on your own realistic ideas and you initiate your ideas and you speak messages to people, intuitive, wisdom-filled messages that bring healing to others. And you action often those messages and you initiate them so that you can actually use them to help the people around you, because you're now really good at healing people on a wide scale. And you're good at personal development now, more and more since you've grown up from childhood. So you develop yourself and you use that wisdom not only to develop yourself, but to help you to help others. You like to teach and inspire others with your channeled ideas and your learnt wisdom, and you're able to improve yourself all the time nowadays. You're also brave enough to share that wisdom with others, and you're brave enough to channel brand new ideas that are brand new to people. And you've got to be brave in order to bring new ideas because people don't like change much. So when you're a developed 11, you're better able at sharing those new ideas and being brave enough to do so. Your social skills are better because you're good at healing others, especially one-to-one healing skills. So a lot of developed 11s, maturity number 11s, expression number 11s go into some kind of healing craft. But remember, they've got to do something that actually develops their life path, because it's not all about just your talent. But if you're a maturity number 11, you're all about healing others, and you could use that healing ability to apply it to your life path number, whatever that may be. You're a supportive parental leader, and you work well with others, and you're good in relationships now. You might not have been so good in the past, but nowadays you're much better in relationships. You're much better at expressing love to others. And you're just much better one-to-one and in groups and holding down long-term relationships. So you're a channeler, you're a healer, you're an illuminator of a new message. You bring wisdom and information that you channel, information that you research, that you use not only to develop yourself, but to help others too. So you have much more of an ability to heal people on a big scale. You're very spiritual nowadays. And you can really make a difference in this world with this ability. Maturity number Master 22-4. Now, this is a master energy, and it's quite a rare one because you have to be a life path 11 and an expression number 11. 11 plus 11 equals 22. And you have to be both the 11 in your life path and your expression number in order to be a maturity number 22. It's a big talent to develop. And you'll start to feel that in 30s to 40s. And it means you've developed a higher ability to make the world a safer, more stable, and more secure place. You have the ability now to have one foot in the spiritual world, so you engage in spiritual practice, you channel ideas, and the other foot in the practical world. And this now helps you to manifest your channeled ideas on earth. And all these ideas, they have a world impact. They make the world safer in some way, whether you do it through the financial world, the environmental world, whether you help people to make their bodies stronger, make their lives safer, more stable and more secure, or whether you do it through culture and social development. It's all about using a medium to make the world a safer place. And you channel brand new ideas to do that, but you also manifest those ideas on earth. And that's the talent that you've developed over time. You're also better able to listen, trust and act on your own intuitive wisdom much better than you were in childhood, and that's developed now as you've reached your 30s and early 40s. And like I said, you engage in spiritual practice daily so that you can channel all the ideas that you need to start setting goals on and manifesting on earth in order to bring this big change. Like I said, it's a big talent to develop. You can nurture your ideas. You take, 11s might channel an idea and not always find it easy to manifest the idea, but the 22 not only channels the idea, but they're able to focus and plan and team build their idea in order to bring that idea to fruition on earth. You've improved your social skills if you're a Master 22-4. You're better at your close relationships. You're very good at building your long-term relationships. You can connect one-to-one with people really well now. You're an effective team player. Maybe you weren't so good before, but now you're a much better team player. And you're also a good mediator of conflict. You're good at behaving with tact and diplomacy in order to help with any group, team, or even family conflict. Now, the 22-4 isn't just about building stability for your family. It's a world thing. It's about creating something with your ideas, business normally, as well as strong families, that makes people at home and around the world feel safer, more stable, and more secure. So you're able to channel world-changing ideas, set goals in the real world, commit to the people and places that you need in order to achieve those goals, focus on those goals meticulously, and achieve your goals meticulously, accurately, with patience, perseverance, and a very balanced work ethic. So you're really good at having the idea and then being the one that is at the head of bringing that idea to the world, like channeling information or innovation that makes the oceans more healthy and stable, channeling ideas that makes our business world, our financial world, our social or cultural world a more safer and more secure place. You've developed the ability as a Master 22-4 to build business, but not just one business. You could build empires, multiple businesses that have a real and important positive impact on the world to make the world a safer, more stable, more secure place. Now, this is a talent that you've developed over time. And if you are a Maturity 22-4, you can really use that ability to help you really make an impact in this world. But remember, you have to be a Life Path 11 and an Expression 11 in order to have this maturity number. So it's quite a rare one. Master 33-6 maturity number. Now, this is quite a rare one because you have to be a Life Path and an Expression number that is a master number, like 11 or 22. So you have to have 11 and 22 as your Life Path and Expression number in order to be a maturity number 33. Now, when you're a maturity number 33, you develop over time higher ability to be a creative master communicator. You've developed the ability to handle your master energy and focus it into action and communication, which inspires and delights your audience audiences using your verbal skill or your creativity. You're very much a developed visionary of the ideal world. You now want more and more to make the world a better place and help those that are most vulnerable, help those that need it the most. You're better at reconciling your ideals with reality, and you very much have the Senate to act, to be the change you want to see. You're more of a master of emotions as you develop into your maturity number, and you can sense and deliberately raise your own emotions and the emotions of those around you. You can nurture now and improve the world's emotions, really, on a wide scale. You're more caring, you're more compassionate, you inspire action, you teach and you entertain and you inspire others. You're better at verbal and creative self-expression to audiences or to social groups with your verbal skill and your creative artistry like music, the arts, home design, beauty, to inspire and inform and delight your audience around you. You're now more of a creative entrepreneur that promotes and networks and snaps up opportunities, but not letting perfectionism hold you back in any way. And you're better at acting dynamically and spontaneously to snap up opportunities, take intuitive risks, but with responsibility and ethics that are in line with your ideals. You're more socially confident. You're more the life of the party, more talkative, more of a team player, and certainly more interdependent. And finally, you're better able to build stable environments like a stable family, a stable home, but with boundaries for your own personal well-being. Now, if you want to hear more about your life path, your birthday number, and any other core numbers in your chart, then contact me for a reading. You can email me at katie@soulexplorer.net, or you can find me on Soul Explorer Numerology on Facebook and on Instagram. Or if you'd prefer not to have a reading and you prefer solitary study, then you can find my books on Amazon and my videos on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube or Amazon and you want a book or you want to watch a video, put in my name, Katie Ewers, KatieYouers, and my Soul Explorer channel or my Soul Explorer or my books will come up on Amazon. I'm also on My Guru in the evening, so if you want to contact me and ask me questions, I'm on myguru.com, and you can contact me and ask me questions or ask for quick readings on that site. And if you want to support me, you can support me on Ko-Fi and Patreon. But I really do hope to speak to you personally for a reading.